Good afternoon to the citizens of St. Bernard Parish. This is our update on the COVID-19 virus on Thursday, March 26th. So we have some numbers to report from the Louisiana Department of Health. We have an additional 5 cases here in St. Bernard Parish. So if you look over the last few days, we've been holding steady at 4, and today 5. So it looks like that we're hanging in there. It looks like that we're doing our part here in St. Bernard Parish to flatten that curve. And obviously, if we stay at 4 a day, that's starting to show some flattening of the curve, if you will, here in St. Bernard Parish. Remember though, and it's so important to remember this, that we are a part of a region, and the numbers in our region are still climbing at a pace that they expected, and we will know more about how all of our efforts plays a part in this next week, and how much that we can flatten the curve here in the New Orleans metropolitan area. If you look at the numbers on the national level, around 10% are testing positive, 1.7% or so mortality rate, and here in Louisiana, we are at approximately 16% or so testing positive and a little over 3% mortality rate. So it's different than what they're showing nationwide here in Louisiana. So we need to continue to do our part to practice the social distancing that our president set in place, I would say 8 or 9 days ago now. So we're in the 4th quarter of the President's mission for our nation. I believe we end on Monday on that 15-day period. I think we're doing great things across our nation. I know here in St. Bernard Parish, all of you are playing a huge part in that. We cannot loosen our guard or let our guard drop here in the last few days. We're asking people to stay home, continuing to stay home. I keep hearing people talk about how, we went through Katrina and it's the same, and we comparing to Katrina. This is not a Katrina. It has the same effect as far as anxiety and what we do, but in Katrina, it was family helping families through the crisis. And here you have families who are basically isolated and they're relying on each other. And something good can come out of that. So in my family, we focus on that. Try to keep our children involved in school and being in touch with people while being isolated, and learning how to deal with each other and our anxieties, and calming each other down within the family unit. So it's something that we're trying to focus on as a family. We need to focus on that as a parish. We are fortunate in the sense that our parish is a destination parish, but we are still connected to our city. People still use our healthcare facility. Right now in our hospital, we probably have about 1/3 of the hospital patients from the city of New Orleans. 2/3 are basically St. Bernard residents. Our hospital is reaching maximum capacity. So we have 1 room left today. This is Thursday. We have some discharges that are going to happen today. But as we get into next week, we feel the oxygen system is going to have to help our patients here, and the maximum utilization of our hospital will get there this week. So we're working on all of those things. All of the elected officials are working together, state, local, and federal. The money is coming down, hopefully soon, if Congress can get their act together and start sending those checks out to people who are now unemployed, to businesses who need to keep their employees employed. And we're doing our part here in parish government to try to make sure that we get that word out to you guys and to make sure we know how to receive those funds. There is part of this bill that relates to our fishing community. Our fishing community is so important for the sustainability of St. Bernard Parish when this is over. There's $300 million included in this bill for our nation. We're going to try to make sure that we submit on behalf of our fishermen or help our fishermen solicit that. It seems like it's going to be the threshold is going to be a 35% loss for our commercial fishermen. So again, to wrap up this update, just remember that we're in the fourth quarter of the 15-day period, and we need to make sure that we continue to stay strong, continue to support each other, and continue to stay home and practice all of the social distancing that our leaders are telling us to do. Stay 6 feet from one another. Wash your hands constantly. Try not to touch your face, your eyes, your mouth. And let's just be one and be on the same team. We can't have people not following these guidelines. We all need to be on the same team. Thank you so much for listening to these updates. Remember, questions can be sent in at sbpg.net or info@sbpg.net, or you can call at 504-278-4200. So on behalf of our council and behalf of parish government, thank you and God bless.